Welcome to another episode, and today I bring you my first episode outside of London. This park is called Giardini Indro Montanelli. If I've pronounced that wrong, bear with me, but yeah, this is the first park, well, the second park that I trained at whilst out in Milan. And I came to this park based off of how it looked visually, so it was quite unique to the parks that I've seen before. A lot of the parks are quite similar in structure, just bars and different stations of bars. This park was different because it was all based around this model, which is like a tree. So your bars are coming from this tree. Here you've got some additional weights that someone's chained to the park, quite a few weights, and they've got a barbell also. This is something that's common now at calisthenics parks. You've also got your different exercise stations here, so I'm just walking around and you will see, I'm not sure what these two things are on the floor, I'm actually not sure of their use. Here's obviously a step up station, and here you've got your pull-up bar, and again your pull-up bar is coming from the tree. It's not a real tree, but yeah, it's coming from the tree. You've got your tape, and you've got a guy just doing crunches. This bar was quite thick, so after my first muscle up I was like, okay, that's enough, because this bar was very hard to grip compared to the normal width of bars that you're used to at calisthenics park. And then I just get into some pull-ups. Behind you in this park is a school for kids. It might be a nursery, but it doesn't look like the nurseries we have in London at all, and they wouldn't place a nursery inside a park, but in London, not that I'm aware of. Here you've got a big stone, you've got like a bench, which is where I left my gloves and water, and then you've got like two blocks which you could do step ups on, or you could do elevated press ups on. Here I'm doing inverted rows, but I would say this would be more suitable for your L-sits or your handstand practice. I just decided to do inverted rows to do something different. And then you've got a press up. Here these handles actually rotate, so I'm doing it stationary, but as you saw in the first rep and as I've got in this other video, you can see that you can actually perform this whilst rotating the handles, which is cool. Haven't seen that at another park as of yet, so that was unique. And then I go from here into practicing on the rings, so I try and get some ring dips in. These rings were quite high, so even getting up onto them was quite difficult. Before that I do a few skin the cats. My right shoulder was kind of giving me a sharp pain when I did attempt these ring dips, so I attempted and failed twice, just getting up just off of the height. If you think of how high my hands are here compared to the episode where I went to Primrose, these rings are quite high, so I get it on the third, but then my right shoulder was kind of giving me a pain, so I thought, okay, let me not overdo it, because I still wanted to visit a second park on this day, which I got to do. And then I got into some dips, so another station which is connected to that tree, as you can see. And I'm going to put up some pictures that I captured of this park, which was quite cool, man. Very unique in terms of appearance, very cool park. So just practicing my dips with some leg raisers and knee tucks and leg raisers whilst taking my legs out wide. So yeah, for a small space, because this is probably the smallest park I have visited so far in terms of surface space, this is definitely the smallest. It had a lot to offer. You can do your pull-ups, you can do your dips. Not the biggest fan of the width of these bars, because obviously I like to do muscle ups as a start. Pull-ups and chin-ups was fine, but for muscle ups the bar was a bit too thick. Besides that, the appearance of the park's unique and I really liked it, and that's why I made it a park that I said I had to visit when I came out here. They've got stations that are unique, so this where I'm doing press ups here, these actually, the handles actually come in and they also go wider out, which again I haven't come across at any other park that I've visited so far. So I'd give this park a 7.5. Small in area, but unique in terms of appearance and in terms of the different exercises you can get in here. This was a bit loose, but nevertheless I felt secure whilst doing the tricep dips. And you could also do press ups here, or you could even do some elevated press ups here. Put your foot on this bar, or put your foot on the big stone and practice. So that was again something that's unique. I haven't seen anywhere that makes use of like a landmark. And then yeah, so this is the floor being this bouncy. Didn't interfere with my workout in any way, but a floor nevertheless. I have to report to you the good and the bad. So for that, I give this park a 7.5 out of 10. Not sure if I'm going to visit a park as unique as this one in terms of appearance. Most calisthenics parks are pretty much just bars, dips and so forth, and you've got a few things, but nothing where all of your bars or majority of your bars are based out of a tree. So that was different. So yeah, give this park a 7.5 out of 10. I will be back next week with another episode which was shot whilst I was out in Milan. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you next week. Take care.